All right, good afternoon, Cyber Traders. Welcome on back here this Thursday, December 1st, shortly after 2:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Great to see Robert still with us here. I should say Robert N, Robert F, and a couple more of us here. Otherwise, we have Anna and Chuck just joining us from before, and Roger as well. Dan and Jeff still with us here in the chat board, loud and clear from them both. There we go. Andre as well. Hello as well to Robert, to Ron, I should say, Ron W., one of our longtime students here. Great to see all of us back on social media, though, Facebook Live or YouTube, either or. Great to have you here. So, for right now, GDRX, it's on the screen here to begin. Hopefully, you should see this GDRX stock. This has been treating us really well from market open till present time. Ended up making a pretty strong move, and I'll re-explain what we had seen from earlier. I say re-explain because we had covered this pretty much live in the phase one, in the phase two stock course earlier today, and we recapped it just a little bit afterwards in the following class. Went back to back today with class, by the way, folks. If you had missed out, it's on the student portal. Should be by the end of the day today. But with that, the GDRX trade ended up making a huge level break over 473. I mean, beginning right from here, it ended up breaking under a big iceberg, and then from that point broke back over it, and from that point led to a great entry. Well, fortunately, if you missed out from that point, it ended up getting flipped completely into support after, allowing other folks to jump in from that 473. And then from that stage, man, this was just beautiful. Ended up leading the run up towards 5, had the false breakout at first, and then we ended up missing this from class, right? We took our eyes off this for a little bit, finished up our time and sales-based class. Well, what happened, folks? This played out literally to perfection. The more and more buying that we ended up seeing off the 5 level, well, we were expecting the next leg up, and that's what we're getting here. So with that in mind, the GDRX trade I'll definitely put on our watch list just to start this meeting off. It's really like a prototypical level 1 or level 2 stock. Hey, if it becomes more volatile, I'll take it. But just if it does become more volatile, then the spread's going to open up a bit more. The the order book's going to thin out a little bit. Should that be the case? But yeah, it looks great for anyone right now. Beautiful trend, cheap stock, GDRX. All right, so what we'll do is we'll go from top to bottom. Otherwise, we had a really good morning up until right now. Good morning, good afternoon. Markets really have gone nowhere all day. Ended up having a nice little drop off at first from the market open, and at that stage just hasn't gone anywhere. So a couple of stocks have. We'll go through them here in a moment. The top stock here, at least to begin, top percent gainer, no pun intended with that, but not looking as good here. If it ends up breaking back above 489, yellow line that you see up top, then we have a potential trade on our hands. But I've been calling that out really since the early to mid-afternoon, and we never got it. We had the first test here where we were watching that in class saying, hey, I'd look for this to, at least make a head fake, a false breakout. And then at that point, jumped onto a coaching call with one of our students. We saw what happened after, ended up pulling right back down, ended up holding under that level since. So, hey, if it ends up popping this level during the meeting, and then I'll jump to it. You know what I mean? But otherwise, for right now, this tops trade is a historical pop and drop type of stock, pump and dump type of stock. You don't want to be on the wrong side of that trade. So again, maybe I'll come back to it. VAPO, man, look at the daily chart here. I put this line up earlier, of course, much after the fact. I mean, just earlier this morning I put it up, but pretty cool to see how this trend line off the lows was holding well. It broke under it, and then once it broke right back through it, led to a huge pop after. I mean, that's just nice to see after the fact. Cool little education. But from the market open today, the Vapo trade ended up having a nice pop. We had caught this one kind of early as it was beginning to break over 115, I think, even to begin. And then at that stage gave us a lot more as it trended up towards the 150 level. It's still showing a little strength here. Nice rounded bottom, roughly from 25 or 130 right there. But yeah, for right now, I'll come back to this if I need to at the end of the Vapo. I'll put this on the side list here. All right, what else we got here, folks? What else we got? Neon, KTRA. I know KTRA is super thinly traded, so I'm not going to be a fan of that one. Neon, though, nice pop. Looks like a big Fausto flag just broke right now from 525, seemingly. like the KTRA, though, this does have some pretty thin volume on the books. So, even more so this than like even tops, this could be like a pop and drop type of stock. You don't want to get yourself, caught in the middle of that. KTRA, just look at this thing. I mean, day over day, it's been pumping, but as a day trade, this is not the type of stock that has any sort of big money on it, right? I think that we found out our answer on tops. I just saw it from the corner of my eye. I just turned back to it right now, folks. Tops, it was on our side list, not even the main list, but definitely not looking good. I was saying, hey, unless if this broke over the 89 level, there is no trade. Unless if you could short it. Andrea, if you could short this thing, then God bless you. Sometimes you might be able to get that short off in time, but otherwise hard to borrow on TradeStation. But yeah, I just wanted to show you that briefly there. EHTH, just in the meantime, going back to the gainer side there, that might go from top percent gainer to top percent loser, the tops trade. We'll keep it going. OKTA, for as expensive as this is, it's made a nice jump today. Higher lows, beautiful trend up towards that 67 again. This could be something to watch come tomorrow, come next week, even just with the potential gap fill that you see back from September time, late August time, that could be there. Something to keep in mind, maybe. All right. So, you know what? We started off this meeting with that GDRX, but I know a lot of us otherwise, the attention has been rightfully on AMC, GameStop, Bobby J, Bed Bath Beyond, that is. Hey, they ended up making a nice pop for as much as the market was recovering yesterday and then making that big push. It's about time that we ended up seeing these meme stocks come into play. Honestly, I wasn't necessarily calling it out yesterday, but it makes total sense. So with saying that, I mean, hey, had some sharp little squeezes on AMC. This actually was holding pretty well up until the test off of 9. GameStop had that one pop and it's just been coiling up since. Not a whole lot happening to it really. Then the Bobby J, Bed Bath Beyond. This actually had a pretty nice trend to it from the morning and then had a little bounce just before. But, for right now, I feel like across the afternoon, the AMC tends to be like the most lively of those three. If they all end up pushing, then I'm sure that we'll call them all out appropriately. But for right now, I'd only focus on the AMC trade of those. All right, we'll keep it going. The RMED trade, going to pass on this one now at this point. The CBay kind of spotty chart, although at the highs. Wayfair, back-to-back days, huh? Ended up making a huge dead cat bounce yesterday afternoon, and then even more so now. It's back to the highs again today on the 1 minute, up towards 41. It's hard to not put this on our list now at this point. Again, Wayfair was on the bottom of our list yesterday afternoon, and then now, looking pretty strong again. All right, what else we got to wrap things up on the gainer side here, folks? We got BHC. Doesn't look bad. Doesn't look bad at all, actually. You got a 20,000 share order on the ask at 780, pretty much off the high. I'll take it. All right, let's hop over to the loser side right now. There could be more that's up. So if you're Paul or Andrea or Kathleen or Grant or Wendy, Lawrence, anyone in the chat board, definitely we need to work together as a team. If there's anything that I just didn't look at or you find worthy, then type it in the chat board. Feel more than free. We got time. All right, so with that, we'll hop over to the losers list here first. But FTCH, Farfetch, we've ended up following the stock off of various news or earnings or whatnot. Obviously down huge right now, and we got the time. So you know what? I'm a little curious. What's the news on this trade? So looks like Farfetch sees fiscal year 23 gross merchandise value at $4.9 billion, blah, 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 blah. Company issued fiscal year 23 and 25 guidance. I'd assume it's bad guidance, lowering guidance, but no headline really aside from just saying that. Obviously, a bad reaction from the street. This thing got clobbered. So either way, this could be an interesting short taking us into the close. I know it's flat right now. It hasn't done much of anything since 2:20 Eastern time, but it's pretty close to the lows, took a huge hit. This could be a good opportunity for traders to squeeze this down one more leg. All right, what else we got here on the loser side here? Got CRM down big. I know Mike was talking about this earlier. It's not doing much as much now. A little retracement up. TGTX. This thing had a huge pop back in the beginning of this month, in the beginning of November, December 1st today. But huge drop today, and it's snapping back down pretty hard, at least on the daily. So, hey, this could be as good of a short as the far-fetched. I don't mind giving this a look. And then to wrap up, I mean, here's XPEV. XPEV just from yesterday up over 50%. Just pulling back down a little bit here. I'll just kind of keep this on the side list. I think just with all the volume it traded yesterday and today, we haven't seen much movement within the markets just across the late morning, early afternoon. So, this could be a good side list stock. If you did well on it yesterday, I'm sure you'll be more inclined to focus on it. And that might just about do it, folks. Really, let me know if there's anything else that looks good. John inside the Cyber Group room says EHTH, which we did look at just for a second there. Ran up from the morning, heading into the early afternoon, pulled back a bit. It hasn't really dropped off too far yet, though, right? I mean, there's a chance for this to begin to push back up. However, say this would be a bit of a resistance roughly off that 460, 461, just simply from the chart. You'd really want that to become support, if anything. Let's see what else we have here first. Paul saying the KTRA. The KTRA, I just think, is a gamble. Like, this is a total gamble stock. As a new student, you should not be focused on a stock that has this like crap of a spread and order book. I put it bluntly because I don't want you to lose your shirt. You know what I mean? As a new student, folks, keep in mind the first thing that we taught this to you this week. We taught this to you in the phase 1 stock course this week. Why am I looking at GDRX? Good liquidity, good spread. The same to be said with pretty much every one of these other stocks already on our list. AMC, Farfetch, TGTX, BHC, even Wayfair. It's a little thin, but better than KTRA. You got to focus on the order book, Paul. And that goes for any of our new students here. Please, you don't want to get sucked into a trade where you can't get out, or you just get out at market and get blown up. But again, that KTRA, either way, not going much of anywhere. I'll tell you, I mean, if we ran through them all, we ran through them all. If there's anything else, folks, let me know. And certainly something that's liquid. PXMD, yeah, not as liquid. GRWG, this I knew would fit the bill. Looks all right. Up over 10%, breaking higher, at least on the on the daily chart, I should say, as well. Hasn't broken higher on the intraday so far yet, but GRWG, this could be a good one. All right, I'll put this on our list at least. All right, last call, folks. Going once, going twice. Got one from YouTube right now. PCG, I haven't heard that name in a while. Long time. As long as those California wildfires were going on, unfortunately. Let me break out the weekly chart for that. Even probably been so long. Yep. I hate to say it, but we did pretty good on this stock back then. It was a, not to say a fun stock in the sense of like life, but in the sense of day trading and making money. It was pretty fun. But with that in mind, though, hey, a little retracement on the weekly across the latter part of this year. Maybe as a swing trade, as like a quick little short squeeze pop, it could be worth your time. But it's not doing anything, though. It's only up 0.13% today. It's just maybe something to follow over time here and there. All right, folks, that's going to do it for me here. And, well, not fully, right? For John, Paul, and Leda, and Grant, and Lawrence, and all of us inside the chat board, bear with me for a quick moment. I'll be back on at 3:10 Eastern time. That'll be my new time personally. I'm tagging in for Rich this week as he is still out, but 3:10 Eastern time. I'll be back on the mic, folks, taking us into the market close. I got to recharge the batteries, refill up the water, and I'll be good to go from there. All right, so for all of us on social media, Facebook Live and YouTube, hey, I actually know that Fausto is presenting a webinar right now, actually, on our YouTube channel as well. If you just go right to our YouTube channel, youtube.com/cybertradingu, you should see it. It's like a live presentation, so it should be right on our YouTube channel right now. If you have any questions just for myself here, feel more than free to send it over via email, josh@c2trading.com. And then otherwise, if you wanted to join our live trading room, just go right down to the link on the yellow banner below the stream to get yourself started. But alas, folks, the show will go on coming up at 3:10 Eastern time coming up. I'm going to post and tweet the picks, though, first in just a bit. Take care.
Become a Cyber Group member today. Just click the link below and receive all these amazing products and a world of knowledge for just $9. Do it today.